Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is indeed wonderful to be here in India, and I am very grateful for the opportunity to speak to you all at the NDTV World Summit. This event is an important platform for dialogue between some of the world's great leaders, thinkers, and change makers. And today I'm going to take the opportunity to explore this year's theme of risk, resolve, renewal. A timely opportunity, I think, to explore this theme through the lens of Australia's strong and enduring relationship with India. A relationship based on a foundation of respect and trust between our people, and one that will continue to build on and grow in spite of some of the challenges of our times which we face. Now, I'm truly honoured to be included in a program of such prestigious speakers, including your Prime Minister Modi, whom I understand will address the summit later this evening. May I also take the time to acknowledge Australia's former Prime Minister, the Honourable Tony Abbott, who I understand will also be taking to the stage later as well. Now, I'm here visiting this week as a member of Australia's Cabinet and as the Minister for International Development, the Minister for Multicultural Affairs, and the Minister for Small Business. I've made this special trip to India to convey a clear message from my Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, and on behalf of all Australians. And that message is that Australia cherishes Indian Australians as an integral part of the success of our multicultural society. Now, Australia is unique. Modern Australia is diverse in its character, and it has always been thus. Our story began a very long time ago with the world's oldest continuous culture, a diverse culture, diverse in language, in culture, and traditions. Our First Nations people have inhabited our great continent for 65,000 years. Australia today is also diverse. Whether pushed by war, conflict or persecution, or pulled by opportunities for a better life, people have come from across the seas to share in our boundless plains. As someone who has a deep admiration for textiles, inherited from my father, who was a textiles engineer, I see this coming together of ancient culture and modern traditions, new traditions, much like the construction of fabric. The stories of our First Nations people are presented or represented by the warp. And the warp is those long threads that run through the fabric of our Australian identity, that hold the fabric of our society together and give it shape. The weft is the horizontal threads. 27 million yarns, 27 million stories of people who proudly call themselves Australian. Stories like mine. I'm Australian, but I'm also a migrant. Now, I was born in Egypt to Hamida, a nurse, and Mahmoud, an engineer. And when I was 2 years old, Mahmoud and Hamida made the decision to move to Australia, a decision made by more than 1 million Indians. They did this to give my sister and me a better life, a life we couldn't have had and we couldn't have dreamed of having back in Egypt. So my parents, just like so many others, packed their bags and made that long journey to the other side of the world. But it wasn't just clothes and 2 children that they carried with them. With them, they also brought their unique skills, their experiences, their hopes and dreams for a new and brighter future, particularly for their children. A future where their daughter could become a minister in the Australian government. And I stand here today speaking to you because of that decision that my parents took. And I stand here speaking to millions of people in India who are connected to more than 1 million people in Australia with Indian ancestry. Indian immigration in Australia may have grown over the last few years, but it certainly isn't new. It's a feature of our shared history, which we are incredibly proud of. In fact, Indian migrants were some of the first non-European migrants to call Australia home. Indian traders connected Australia with the rest of the world and sustained early settlement. Indian cameleers connected outback Australian communities and towns, establishing vital transport routes for goods, for mail and building materials. 200 years on, Indian Australians continue to create, develop and grow connections. Whether they were drawn to Australia to study or to work, to chase love, to reunite with family, or to enjoy our shared passion for sport. Our growing, vibrant and talented Indian diaspora are enriching the local communities where they live, through work, through volunteering, through raising families. And here's a fact for you. Indian Australians are 1.5 times more likely to volunteer in their community than any other migrant group. They are twice as likely to be educated at a postgraduate level than any other Australians. And they are twice as likely to start their own business. Their successes are large and plentiful, whether in medicine, engineering, education, hospitality or the arts. And these contributions are immeasurable. They can be found in the generous sharing of India's cultures, traditions and languages. And I might note that there are so many Sanskrit or Hindi words that have been adopted into the English language. Words like avatar, juggernaut, mantra, shampoo, candy, and my personal favourite, lilac. The hard work, generosity and effort of our Indian diaspora have helped to create a stronger and more prosperous Australia. And we are so grateful for it. It's for these reasons that we know how important it is to continue to invest in our Indian communities, communities that embody that special friendship between two proud nations. It's why in 2023, Prime Minister Modi and Australia's Prime Minister Albanese announced the establishment of our Centre for Australia-India Relations. The Centre is helping to unlock potential in the Australia-India relationship. It's bringing together business, government, Indian-Australian communities, universities, think tanks, artists, and cultural and sporting organisations. And under the Centre's flagship grants program called Maitri, or Friendship, we have supported 71 projects worth over $15 million in just 2 years. Earlier this year, I had the incredible honour of opening Australia's first National Office for Multicultural Affairs. In 2025, the Australian identity is multicultural. It is who we are. It's our character. And so, just as multiculturalism is embedded in our character, multiculturalism must also be embedded in the work that government does. At a time of increasing global uncertainty, we need to protect and strengthen Australia's social cohesion, and we can't do this alone. We need our friends, because we are so much stronger together, and we can't afford to be divided. It's why I'm proud that Australia's relationship with India is closer than ever. Australia will continue to be a partner of stability and a steadfast friend to India. In the face of intense strategic competition, we are working together to promote a peaceful, stable, and prosperous Indo-Pacific. We are sending an important signal to the region, a signal of support for sovereignty and choices of individual governments. As democracies, Australia and India need to work together to find solutions to our shared challenges, whether it's climate change, whether it's technological innovation and disruption, whether it's conflict or geostrategic competition. We can achieve much more working together hand in hand. And so Australia will continue to build our friendship and our relationship with India as a trusted partner and as a friend to shape the future that we want together. Now, yesterday, I was deeply honoured to have the opportunity to visit Rajghat, where I laid a wreath to pay my respects to the Mahatma. There has rarely been a more important time for Gandhi's message on the importance of peaceful means to solve political differences. Gandhi was a giant, a figure that encouraged us in compassion and inclusivity, values which we necessarily need to continue to fight for and protect today. The messages of India's founders have had a profound influence on Australia and on the world at large. And these messages bind Australia and India to this day. While our countries have taken very different paths to bring us to our respective points in history, our gaze towards the future is firmly aligned. Australia and India share a vibrant partnership built on what our Prime Minister sometimes calls the human bridge that connects us. As our relationship continues to grow, I recall Gandhi's words, among many. But these words, I think, ring very true today. Peace between countries must rest on the solid foundation of love between individuals. These words remind us that we all have a part to play in shaping our world for the better. And indeed, it's a core reason for my being here this week. As well as Rajghat, I've visited Birla Temple, and I will also be visiting Jama Masjid and Bangla Sahib. These are sites of great significance to Indians of various backgrounds and faiths. They represent some of the building blocks of pluralism upon which both our nations are built. Whether you are Hindu, Sikh, Muslim, Buddhist, Jain, Christian, or any other faith or ethnicity, Australia values you. We thank you. We stand by you. You belong in Australia. In 2025, the Australia-India relationship is stronger, deeper, and more consequential than ever, with growing strategic, economic, and community ties. And this year, 2025, marks a significant milestone in our relationship as we celebrate 5 years of our comprehensive strategic partnership. A comprehensive strategic partnership that was based on mutual understanding, on trust, and on common interests. Our new roadmap for Australia's economic engagement with India outlines our commitment to focus and accelerate the next phase of our relationship. Whether that be through clean energy, through education and skills, agribusiness and technology and tourism, or other prospective sectors such as defence industries, sports, culture, space and technology. Our economies are complementary. And we are negotiating an ambitious, comprehensive economic cooperation agreement that will open up new opportunities for our consumers and businesses. Our education ties that are developing rapidly by Indian students studying in Australia and by Australian universities. I noticed a banner over there for Deakin. Australian universities opening campuses right across India. Our cooperation on climate change continues to grow, and I note that my colleague, Chris Bowen, Australia's Minister for Climate Change and Energy, is also visiting India this week to strengthen collaboration on the green energy transition. And in sport, The opportunities go well beyond our shared passion for cricket. Now, while I know there are still some formal processes to go, I want to take a moment to congratulate India on what is looking like a successful bid for Ahmedabad to host the 2030 Commonwealth Games. Congratulations. I'm excited for what lies ahead because our relationship is built on something powerful, the deep and enduring ties between our people. I think it's fitting that I'm here during one of the most important festivals for people across the globe, Diwali, because I look to the lights and the colour and the joy of Diwali in the same way that I look to Australia's relationship with India, which also shines with confidence and renewal. And may that shining light continue to guide both Australia and India into the future. Thank you.